This is Father Andrew Ritchie, and you're listening to Catholic Inspiration, a podcast from my website at studyprayserve.com. These homilies, presentations, and retreats form part of my ministry as a Catholic priest for the Diocese of Superior. And now I invite you to open your hearts to some Catholic inspiration. Today is the feast of the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Now we have a shorter version of the Gospel reading. It's taken from Matthew, chapter 1, verses 18 to 23. This is how the birth of Jesus Christ came about. When his mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph, but before they lived together, she was found with child through the Holy Spirit. Joseph, her husband, since he was a righteous man, yet unwilling to expose her to shame, decided to divorce her quietly. Such was his intention when, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary your wife into your home. For it is through the Holy Spirit that this child has been conceived in her. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins." All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. "Behold, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel," which means God is with us. Now, this particular passage that's being cited, "Behold, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, they shall name him Emmanuel," that's taken from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. So here we have in Matthew's gospel already this connection in salvation history, that what was foretold by the prophet Isaiah is now coming to fulfillment in Mary, her yes to God, and here in this particular passage, Joseph saying yes to God. Because upon the completion of this encounter by the angel of the Lord, when Joseph awakes, he's going to carry it out. He's going to take Mary into his home, and he will be the stepfather of Jesus. He will raise that boy as if he was his own, thus allowing Mary's role in salvation history to take place. Joseph will create the home where Jesus and Mary will grow, flourish, thrive, and live. It's this notion of salvation history that's worth our reflection today. This understanding that we are part of a bigger picture, that we are part of a landscape that began long before us, long before our country, long before our culture. That God has been at work through the children of Israel, that God has been at work through salvation history to bring to fulfillment the birth of the Messiah. Mary's part in that as the mother of the Lord becomes an essential part of that salvation history so that God's plan can be fulfilled. Now, friends, for us today, we look back on that history, our history, and we understand that we are part of that story. It is the birth of the Messiah and then the death of the Messiah. And by the way, Mary was present through it all, through the resurrection of the Messiah, his ascension, and the birth of the church. That through that particular part of the story, we're here today, 2,000 years later. That the church continues to be a beacon of light that proclaims the good news that Jesus Christ is Lord. Now, Mary obviously has a part to that. Joseph had a part in that. That the parents of Jesus on earth made possible the Messiah to be born, live, and then through the great witness, Christ would give his life and then be raised from the dead that we might have hope. And here we are, living the continuance of salvation history. It's a part that we are privileged to play today, that we contribute to the good news being proclaimed. And that as we live our faith and share our lives, we continue to present to the world the good news of what God has done in Jesus. And that good news continues, friends, to give us life and courage and hope and strength. When we step back for a moment to realize then, as we celebrate the birth of Mary, Mary said yes, and God took her yes to do extraordinary things in salvation history. Well, friends, God continues to do extraordinary things when we say yes. And today we can say yes again. Yes, Lord, I love you. Yes, Lord, I commit my life to you. Yes, Lord, I offer my life to be life-giving. And friends, it doesn't matter who we're with. What matters is, do we say yes to the Lord? Mary did, Joseph did, we can too. And in our yes, God will work through what we say and what we do to bring just a little more light, to help people see the kingdom of heaven, and to help all of us take a step closer through this life till God calls us home. We all have a part to play in salvation history. As we honor the birth of Mary, as we thank God for the yes that Joseph says in this particular passage, we're invited to do the same by the gift of our lives, to say, yes, Lord, I choose again today to follow you with all my heart, with whatever opportunities you present before me, that as I follow you, you will give me the strength, the courage and grace to see the path and to carry it out. God bless you all. This is Father Andrew, and I hope this podcast inspires your faith. Now, if you found it helpful, please share it with a friend, and you can help me by leaving a rating and a review. I keep all my listeners in my daily prayers, and I ask for your prayers in return. God bless you, my friends.